I'm not sure what to call this. Call this the second part maybe. But it's the first day riding, first day on the bike, first day in the race suit. Preparation for the track day is what I'm doing basically. I want to get used to it enough so I can go to the track day and not fall on my ass. But the first thing I already know is I need to check the shifter. I need to turn the shifter further down. My feet are too big, or the guy, I don't know, proper people can probably ride this better, but my foot is not here. My foot is kind of like here. So actually I don't even know what I'm doing. It looks good now, but I need to, it doesn't fit. I need to do something. Yeah, I don't know what to do about the rear brake. I need to talk to my trusted mechanic guy. I don't know if I should. They need to be taken apart or bled or something. The liquid is completely full. Maybe they need new pads, but the pads don't look so bad. I don't know why this thing is so weird. The brakes are so weird. I'm gonna drive you back to the car. I know it's boring, but I'm gonna do the same route. I'm gonna drive you back. Yeah, we're starting her in second because I don't like the crunching of the first. But maybe downhill it's okay. Ah, the shifter! I don't like the fucking shifter. I skipped a kind of stretch in between, and we are going to ride all the way back to the parking lot now, and I'm going to tell you a longer story, a story that I've been thinking about telling before. I just mentioned the other video I talked about the diet thing that I went through, and I want to talk about some of those experiences. I feel that there might be some fat people on my channel that feel like me, and they want to hear what I did, because I did lose a lot of weight, and what I read about actually worked. And I'm not sure, I mean, I'm not a big success story, but I'm not like super lean. But if you've heard about ketogenic diet, that's what I tried. And I don't usually, you know, talk about dates and stuff, but I feel like I have to in this one. Last year, September-ish, I was 114 kilo for a 185 centimeter guy, and that was bad. I mean, I had tried a lot of different diets. I had tried a lot of different things, you know, from calorie counting until don't eat this, don't do that, exercising. And exercise is good, and I like exercise, but dieting and exercise just killed me. I tried that one time, and I went down from 110-ish in 6 months. I lost 5 kilo, but I was constantly hungry. I was strong. I was much stronger than now. Like, I always keep a what should I say, bodybuilding journal, like weightlifting journal. I always write down how much. Not prepared. I always write down how much I exercise. How often do you deadlift this weight? Write it in a book. Like, you can probably take this as advice number one if you do work out, and it doesn't matter what you do. If you're like, I walked around the block, so you write down that you walked around the block on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday maybe you walk around the block twice, and the next week you walk around the block 3 times. Maybe you have a bad day, you walk around the block only once, but you write it down. Write everything down. Write down what you do. If you buy like a 10 kilo dumbbell and you do this 50 times, write it down that you did it 50 times. It'll increase, it'll get better, you will feel better. You will feel better knowing what you did next time you do it and you will feel bad if you haven't done it in a long time, and that's what keeps me going. That's what I like. If I look at the exercise journal now, but I haven't worked out in like 2 months and it's killing me, and I hate it that I didn't do it. But I have a plan, and I'm going to talk about this in a minute. So let me start the story at the beginning. I was 114 kilo, and my last big attempt brought me down from 110 to 105 in 6 months and made me stronger. And I counted calories, I wrote down everything, I cooked, I pre-cooked, I ate normal food, veggies and starch and everything, and it was torture. It was like, I wasn't in prison, but that was that monster curve from just before. Let's not hit the motorcycle. Fuck, let's not hit the bicycle. Sorry, thank you, guy. So working out was fine, but always being hungry was not. And I want to talk about what makes you hungry. I'm not familiar, or I'm not sure if you are familiar with the ketogenic diet. It basically means that you change your diet from carbs over to fat. That at the moment your energy is glucose. So you're eating starch, except fiber, that doesn't count. You're eating starch, sugar, soft drinks, hamburgers, bread, potatoes, rice, pasta, and your body is burning on glucose, and the excess is turned into fat and stored, so you're gonna get nice and chubby. The first time I heard about ketogenic diet was about a couple of years back, where bodybuilders talked about using it, because when they slim down after bulking, ketogenic diet is better because it doesn't kill your protein, it doesn't kill your muscles so bad, like if you cut carbs suddenly and you eat less or something. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a fitness guru, I don't really know what I'm talking about. This is my experience and my thought process, and you can take it or leave it. You can listen to what I did. And ketogenic diet is practically, well, 75% fat, 20% protein and 5% carbs, where even though, like I should say, I limited my carbohydrate intake to 20 grams, and you can look things up. I was so strict that I didn't eat certain veggies because they have too many carbs. So something I learned from this diet is not just about nutrients and stuff, but I also learned about food density. Being full by actually being full, even though you're not really full. That sounds silly, but think about it this way. I don't know the numbers, it's now on the bike, but if 100 gram potatoes has like 7-8 gram carbs in it, and lettuce has like 3 gram carbs in it, again, we are not counting fiber because fiber isn't being split up. So if you want some kind of carb tables, go to the proper websites and look up net carbs, which means, I don't know, burnable carbs, energy carbs, and not fiber. And I'm talking about raw vegetable. Don't look at pre-packaged stuff. Do not buy or eat any pre-packaged shit. And I can't even fucking pass a bicycle on this thing. Well, he was doing 40 or so. I can't do much more. So what I want to say is 100 gram potatoes with 8 gram carbs is the equivalent of 250 gram lettuce. Now, if you think about vegetable density, 100 gram potatoes is nothing. 200 gram potatoes eating is nothing. Have you ever tried eating half a kilo lettuce? Have you any idea how bloated you are after? Same thing with cabbage. Cabbage is great. You can do so much stuff with cabbage, even raw, salad wise, cooking it. But for example, potatoes, in my case, too many carbs, no potato eating. Carrots, onion, leek, no eating, too many carbs. What I ate was basically cauliflower is on the border, broccoli is still okay, but I don't like it very much, but I did eat it. Asparagus is fine, mushrooms are fine, everything leafy, spinach, lettuce, cabbage, you can eat all of that, and you can eat a lot of it. And then you throw in the protein, and they said something about, I don't know, I read this somewhere, it's just something I followed. 20-gram protein, chicken has around 30, bacon and pork has less, beef is somewhere in the middle, depends on what cut and how much fat you get, but you're aiming for fats. And well, of course the whole fish thing is good, but I don't like fish, so I haven't eaten fish in 10 years probably. Of course omega fats are great, avocado is great, I don't like avocado, but this kind of stuff. I mean, if you want to learn what you should eat, go to the proper channel, go to the proper website, learn about what you're supposed to be eating. And well, this is not what this video is about, it's just an example. So now we know what a ketogenic diet is, and basically protein, lots of fat and lots of vegetable. And people say, what, you're only doing 20-gram carbs, but the vegetable amount is huge, the meat amount is not so great, and then boom, oil. Like, but you have to be very careful about what oil you eat. Like, fats derived from meats like bacon and stuff is great, olive oil is great, other oils are great, there are certain other oils that are also great, and you know, like canola and palm oil, and you know, I want to say French fry oil for those of you who don't really know what I mean. Those are bad, you know, like those fucking deep fryer things. You can't eat like, what do I want to say? You can't eat deep fried stuff, right? And then I talked about this with my father, and my father was like, oh, but eating a fatty diet is bad for your heart and stuff. And I was like, well, do you actually know what you're eating? Like, if I take a Big Mac meal with medium fries and large Coke, something like that, and bag of nuggets, that's around 1500, 1600 calories. So yes, I did cut my calorie intake as well, but the diet I just described to you, this is a byproduct. 1800 calories or 2 Big Macs a day with fries and shit is 3000. I did 1500, and I want to say the total amount of fat consumed is probably the same, but it's good fat. It's olive oil and bacon and lard and this kind of shit, like natural. It felt so much different. So again, this video is about my experience, and I went from 114 kilo down to 90 in 4 months, and until I turned 100 I didn't work out because I was feeling, wow, I can't really, you know, do this. I didn't want to have the same thing as I did last time, so I decided to not work out, just basically starve myself. I had 3 meals a day, bacon and eggs for breakfast, pre-cooked veggie pack for lunch, and roasted chicken pre-cooked for lunch. And then the one thing I found, if you have mayonnaise, good natural mayonnaise with 100% fat basically, no store-bought shit where they put sugar in it, I found I found a good brand at Costco for restaurants that use that mayonnaise for making dressings and stuff. So I don't want to say tasteless, but it was plain mayonnaise rather than, you know, sugar in it. You know how tough it is in Germany to find mayonnaise without sugar? And by which I mean mayonnaise should have 0 carbs, right? That was really tough. Anyway, mayonnaise and cabbage is a great filler. 100 gram extra cabbage, that's 3 gram carbs on top, and then the blob of mayonnaise, and you just eat that. And that was filling, not tasting bad, and yeah, well, that was my meal. I read about this, I prepared, I pre-cooked for a month, and I decided, and this is what I want to recommend to you, I decided to do something with my life. I decided to change my life. I decided to do something different because I was fed up with being fed up and just too fat and bloaty. And even though I gained some of it back, this is kind of like my second keto journey that I'm doing at the moment, I still want to say that it was good, it was beneficial, and I learned a lot. Now, what I want to say about keto diet, from what I know, again, I'm not a doctor, don't believe me, turn off the video, watch something else, learn something properly, read a book or something, you know. Oh, this thing has more grunt compared to the BMW. If the brakes were just better. So I prepared 30 days meal and I said to myself, I'm not going to eat anything other than this stuff. And then I started. The thing is, if you're on glucose, if you're on a glucose diet and you switch over to a ketogenic diet, you basically have 1 week of torture. It's like quitting smoking. I mean, seriously, there are withdrawal symptoms. There's something called a keto flu. You get stomach aches, you feel tired all the time. It's not fun. I didn't throw up or anything like that, but I read some of the side effects, and one of them is kind of, it's really funny. When I was full-blown keto, I couldn't sleep well because your energy level is so high all the time, because you're constantly getting energy, a much more mellow and level and stable energy, that I couldn't, I felt, I had trouble calming down and sleeping at night. But I kind of, you know, got used to it or something. But anyway, the main thing is that if you, let's say, I count calories and I do 1500, 1800 calories on a glucose diet, you're fighting your body. Your body will say, okay, glucose is empty, let's burn some fat reserves because we want to stay alive. You're basically turning into starving mode, which means that your fat reserves are burned, which you want, right? I mean, you want to lose weight, you want to be skinny and have a six-pack and fuck more girls or something, but your body is in panic mode. Your body says, I know, look up leptin and ghrelin, those hunger hormones that come when your glucose levels are low or something. I read about this stuff, go read about it yourself. You're basically hungry, and you are hungry all the time if you're just cutting your calories. If you switch over to keto and your body is tuned in to burn fat, which I want to say, after a week you stop feeling like shit. After 2-3 weeks you start feeling better, you start feeling mellow, and you learn a lot about yourself, you learn about your body. What I learned, what blew me away the most, is how long I could go without food without feeling hungry. First, I stopped doing the breakfast thing because I, was too lazy to wake up and cook eggs. And the second thing I stopped was the cabbage mayonnaise thing in the evening, because after 10 days I couldn't eat that anymore. So my lunch was about 800 to 1000 calories, and sometimes I ate the breakfast eggs for lunch. And I know this is way too few calories, but I didn't feel hungry. You start cleansing everything, you shed out all the shit in your intestine, all the carbs are gone, and your energy level is much more mellow. Now the downside is, if you feel weak, really weak, and you say, oh shit, I should eat something, if you eat carbs, that sugar rush is really fast. But on keto, in my experience, it takes about an hour for the fat to go through your digestion and to feel stronger again. So I want to say, on keto, your energy levels are constantly higher and stronger, whereas on a glucose diet, you eat, you have a rush, you can perform, sugar drops, sugar levels drop, you get tired and you get hungry. I pick up a Snickers or something, eat the Snickers, 2 hours later, oh, I could eat another Snickers, that was my life before. And with keto, sometimes at work I didn't eat. I just forgot about it. I've had days where I didn't eat for 36 hours, like really starving yourself. You start getting obsessive. I mean, even at 90, I was still 10-15 kilo overweight. I'm fat. I know that it wasn't proper, it wasn't healthy, it wasn't the best thing to do, but I kept thinking that I feel better than before. And what is the alternative? The alternative is Burger King. I mean, I know there are millions of people out there who have a well-balanced, proper life and are healthy and eat vegetables and, you know, vegan and all these kind of stuff. I'm not a health guru, and I'm not a fitness freak, and I'm not an obsessed keto person, but I have never felt this good in my life, to be honest. Like last year, February, March, actually this year, February, March, with 95 kilo, that was the most energetic that I have ever felt. Now, the downside. The downside is sleeping. The downside is cravings. And what I learned is there's a very big difference between a craving and hunger. When I'm eating normal snacks and soft drinks and Snickers and shit, I can eat sweets every night. You like eat because you're hungry, and then the sugar rush drops, and then you're going to bed. So you don't do that on keto. The main thing is that, of course, the calorie total is too high, and you start storing fat, and you are getting fat. And what I found, that happened twice to me a little, and I could pull myself back. And the other time I fell off the wagon big time because I thought I could handle it. In summer I was 95 kilo-ish, and I started eating normal. I was working out regularly. I kept getting leaner. I kept building muscle. My bench went up, my deadlift went up. Nothing impressive. I'm not giving you numbers, but I know from my journal that I got stronger, probably stronger than I am now. I could ride the dirt bike well, much better. I felt much better on it. And I started little things, right? It's like, you know, when you've quit smoking successfully, and then you go back to smoking once a week, and then you smoke twice a week, and then you do this, and then you do this, and then you set yourself little goals, like, I'm not going to drink Coke anymore, and I'm not going to drink sweet juices and stuff. I just stick to water, which I had done for 6 months. So that was the first hurdle. Then the chocolate and the sweets were the next hurdle. Then the working out stopped because it was super hot in summer. Then because of summer, because of sweating and, I don't know, drop in electrolytes or something, I was constantly eating, and I fell back into this rut. And I went from 95 in July back to 104.5 in September, and then I made a decision. I cannot continue this. I mean, I held the low weight for a very long time, 6-7 months. That's good for me, because the last 10 years in Japan, you know, over 100, between 100 and 110, I was a lot. Being under 100 it's a success for me. So I decided to, yes, calm your tits, dude. Oops. Yeah. Stop your waving. I hate when they do that. Oh, that was better. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but the shifter is not my friend. So I fell into a big hole in summer, and I got fat, and I thought about it for a month. Whole September I thought about, I need to get back on keto, I need to get back on keto, I need to get back on keto, I need to stop with the Fanta, I need to stop with the Coke, I need to stop with the bag of chips and chocolate every night. I need to, you know, it's like an addict. I mean, that's a big psychological thing, and I strongly believe this, that being a fat ass It's very similar to being an alcoholic. Sugar is a drug, and I stopped smoking. I stopped pretty much any other type of drug that I used before, but I don't want to talk about it today. But I found it very tough. Like, I cut the sweet drinks, I stopped doing sweet drinks, and it was tough. I was hungry in the evening all the time, because you do a little carb. A little carb is worse than no carb, and if I can get this in your head, you're gonna be surprised. Another downside is the psychological aspect, because if you go into a store, if you go into a supermarket, you get to look at meat, you get to look at cream, you get to look at butter, you get to look at vegetable, and that's it. Fish maybe, coconut oil, that's what you eat. There's nothing else. Snack aisle, don't even think about it. Potato chips, no. Chocolate, no. Any sugary drinks, beer, forget about it. I mean, I don't drink much. If you really want to do alcohol, from what I've read, high alcohol spirits, like, I don't know, 50% vodka or something that you can drink. There are people who say like diet beers and stuff, but I struggled to a point where even aspartame and stevia, sweet leaf, which doesn't have any energy, which doesn't have any carbs, but is super sweet, I struggled, and I blame this on the psychological effect. Let's say you have a vanilla pudding, and I make my own vanilla pudding, which is basically little milk, the lowest carb milk you can find, with lots of heavy whipping cream, some vanilla extract, and a pack of aspartame or stevia or something, which doesn't taste so bad. But just tasting something sweet made my head go crazy. Like, oh, I need a Snickers now or something. So you go cold turkey and you just eat meat, and as snacks, bacon with mayonnaise is awesome. I love doing that. Let's try to fucking so you will stop being hungry. Your body changes to fat. There's no leptin and ghrelin in your body. You are not getting hungry by low energy levels. You can survive on, I don't know, 1,500 calories. You are starting to drop weight. I mean, looking at my records, I drop between 150 and 200 gram worth of weight every day, and that's a good number, I think. And the main thing is you're burning fat, so your body takes from the fat reserves directly to substitute calories. And let's say you need 1800 to 2000 calories. I did, when I was on the peak, I know it's too little, I did about 1,000, so I have 1,000 missing. Fat has 909 calories per gram, so that's 100 gram fat, you know, a little water on top, and that's where the energy came from. And I felt great. I didn't feel starved. That was the biggest surprise. The energy levels were there. I could work out when I was 100 kilo. I could do stuff. I worked in the garden. You drink lots of water, and you drink a lot of, you eat a lot of cabbage and fiber for your digestion to run. That's what I wanted to say before. Calorie versus weight, food density is a huge topic. Like cabbage and leaf stuff, oh, that was scary, is much more filling than 3 potatoes. that weigh 150 gram. I can eat 10 potatoes, but have you ever tried eating a whole lettuce? So that needs to change in your head. A person I know lost some weight, and I spoke to him and I said, yeah, how are you feeling? And that was before I started the keto. And he said, yeah, my wife put me on a diet because she's, you know, complaining about my weight. And I said, oh, okay, that's funny. And he said, oh, I lost 10 kilo and I feel better and I can walk more and I get stronger. And he was like cutting calories. It worked for him. I mean, good for him. Keto is not the answer to world peace, you know. I understand that. It's just, I'm just saying this worked for me. And I say to him, and how's life? And he said, well, the other day I realized something. And I said, yeah, what was that? And he said to me, I realized that my old lifestyle is gone. He said he could never eat like he used to and keep the low weight. And I said, yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? And he said, yeah, well, I thought about, I do this for a couple of months, lose some weight, and then the weight is gone, and then I can go back to where I used to be. But by doing that, you will gain weight again. So he said, it's like I have a different life now, and I don't like it. He was like, I like eating shit because shit is yummy. And that's the same hole that I felt in when I did the calorie counting thing. It feels like work, whereas keto feels like a lifestyle. But not food cravings, but psychological ones, as in I can't do Snickers anymore, I can't do chocolate anymore. So yeah, I'm back on keto. It's been about a week or two. I haven't really passed that big keto phase yet. The main thing is that my calories are still highish. It's good for the transition. It helps with energy, slumpness and stuff if you actually have a high amount of calories, but it's all fat until you're perfectly like switched over. At least that's worked for me both times. I've lost about 2.5 kilo, but here's the catch. It's misleading. If you start keto, you shit a lot less. I thought that all this fat, you're gonna have diarrhea all the day or something, and it's absolute bullshit. It's the opposite. What you shit out, most of what you shit out, I'm sorry, it might not be a nice topic for you, but it's actually carbs. It's the pasta, it's the bread, and it's the potatoes. It's the mass that you unchi out. And protein and fat diet, I have it shit once every 2 days, and they are small, whereas I used to shit 3 times a day, and big ones, and you know, like nice soft ones, and you know, the shits that feel good. Now I'm like, oh dude, fiber. It's just all you eat is fiber. The protein disappears, the energy disappears. My fiber content is much higher than it used to be. So that's another big change, which is probably healthy. Plus, if you're worried about nutrients, I eat more vegetables than I used to. It used to be bad fats, potato chips, french fries, burgers. Again, I'm not trying to tell you that keto is the answer. There is a million different things that you can do, but this worked for me, and I didn't feel hungry. So that scared me. I like doing it. So set yourself some goals. Do the reading. Go to the keto websites and go to the YouTube channels. I can't really recommend anything. If you like motovlogging, EN187 started last year, I think 2 weeks after me, and we switched a few recipes and we talked about this stuff, and until December we were both doing well. But yeah, I kind of fell off the wagon. I don't want to be 90, I don't want to be 80 kilo, I don't want to be like, if I stay between 95 and 100 and get a little stronger, then that's it. I'm old enough, I'm 37, I want to have 20 more good years, and then I start smoking again and eat hamburgers. but I don't need to be too thin. That's what I'm trying to say. And EN187 looks awesome. I mean, no homo, dude, but you look fucking amazing. You look ripped. I mean, go to his channel and look at his Facebook. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna steal a picture from your Facebook. And if he watches this, I hope he doesn't kill me for it. But that dude looks awesome. I mean, hats off to you. More determination, more drive than I had. He did better than I did. And part of me trying again is him. Another part of me is I crossed the 100 kilo border and I kept pushing it away. I kept pushing it towards, oh, I can do it again, I can do it again, I've done it before. And then this track day came up, and I know I had the riding gear, and I had just basically agreed to buy the bike, and I kind of fell on my ass, and I was like, fuck, oh. I felt like now is the time. I went to my fridge, I threw everything away, all the ketchup and sauces and shit I cleaned out. I said to my wife, the next week you are not allowed to eat at home. I don't want to smell your pasta crap. Eat at work or in a restaurant, which he does fairly frequently anyway. And I went back on keto. I did it a little differently this time, not with the veggie packs. I'm doing a lot of lettuce, raw cabbage, Caesar salad dressing, which I add mayonnaise to get the fat content higher, a lot of meats, and that's basically it. I've done a soup the other day, cabbage soup type thing with whipped cream, with thick cream, with heavy cream in it. And yeah, I mean, of course I could eat better, but you know, I'm a junk food shit person that's gonna die with 60 anyway, so this is actually a step up for me. And yeah, I think we are almost back at the parking lot. I think I've talked for half an hour. This must be a long video compared to the stuff I usually do. I need to upload longer videos for my YouTube. I hope you watched it. If you like this kind of thing, please tell me more. Yeah, please tell me. I write it in the comments. I'm trying to do more like this, and I will maybe update you more on how my weight is in the future if you're interested in it, or if I fell into some pitfalls. But yeah, let me know if you've tried this before. Let me know if you are interested in trying it, what your experience is either way. And riding Japan out, I should maybe take a little break, turn off the camera, jerk off or something. Yeah, 38. This is gonna be 30-minute video or so. And thank you for watching. See you on another video. And if I have a few more days like this and can practice a little more, I'm probably going to try the track day. I feel confident after today. I'm gonna suck at it and everybody's gonna laugh, but yeah, you know, I don't give a shit. See you guys on the next one.